Hi, I'm Sarah, and welcome to my channel. Today, I want to talk about the pros and the cons of working in public accounting. Now, I worked in public accounting in 2019 from January to December, so that was one full year, and I specifically worked at one of the Big Four accounting firms. I will, in another video, talk about my experience specifically and what I liked and didn't like about my specific experience. But today I want to talk more generally about the pros and cons of working in public accounting. So let's get right into it. The first pro of working in public accounting is that it will absolutely boost your resume. And when I say it'll boost your resume, I'm talking about when you want to get your next job after public accounting, having that public accounting experience on your resume is going to help you tremendously. The next pro that I want to talk about is connections. So there are a couple of different connections that you'll make when you work in public accounting. The first is the partners. So the partners are great connections to have because they can really act as mentors for you as you progress in your career at the public accounting firm. They can also be references if you want to leave and go into industry. And the great thing about partners is that they know where you've been. They've been staff, they've been seniors, they've been managers. They have that experience and they are a great wealth of knowledge for you. Another type of connection you'll make is the connection with your peers. Your peers are a really valuable connection when you're working in public accounting because they'll be there for you when things get tough. They'll be there for you as a reference when you want to leave and go into industry. And they'll be there to make connections and friends with. So it's really great to have friends when you're working in public accounting because it can get really tough. So make those connections with your peers. And finally, another type of connection you'll make in public accounting is with your client. So I know for me, I can only speak to auditing because that's what I was working in when I was in public accounting. I talk to my client all the time. I talk to the controller, I talk to the accounting manager, I talk to the staff members, and I made really great connections with them. So if I ever do want to work at my clients in the future, I know people who have worked there, and they're just really great people to know. The next pro about working in public accounting is that you learn a ton about how a business works. For auditors, you as a staff are probably going to see a wide variety of accounts if your client is medium to small or size. I know at large clients, I was not on any gigantic clients. You may work on like one specific account and learn that account really well, but on smaller or mid-sized clients, you'll get to see a wide range of different accounts like prepaids, accounts receivable, accounts payable, cash. You'll do a ton of different things and learn a lot about how a business operates. You'll also learn a lot about accounting systems because you'll be working with the systems that your client uses. And my final pro about working in public accounting is the fun experiences that you will probably have. So at the Big Four, what my firm had was called counseling events. And these events were anything from a paint night to a trip to the wineries to a sporting event. And we got to go on all these fun experiences for free on the firm's dime as networking and bonding activities with our peers. I know another thing that a lot of the firms do when you're an intern at a Big Four is they send you to Disney World. So I actually got to do that. I got to go to Disney World for free. It was really fun. It was a couple of days and we did have to go to some conferences and some learning activities, but we also got to go to the parks and have a great time. And finally, in the category of experiences that you might have at a Big Four, one of the things that a lot of people do is travel. So me personally, I didn't travel very far. I only traveled to the next state over. But a lot of people get the opportunity to travel nationally, internationally. They get to go to different countries and see different cultures and see how businesses run in those places. So that can be really fun and a really great experience. So now on to the cons of public accounting. So the first thing that I want to talk about here is something you've probably heard about before, but that is the horrible hours that you'll be working in public accounting, especially during busy season. It's not uncommon to work 70, 80, 90 hours a week, and you may think that you'll be able to do it because you maybe have pulled all-nighters in college, or you're just really good at pushing through at difficult situations. But when you're working all day and staring at a screen all day, working those long hours can be really difficult. I know for me, it took a toll on my body and my mental health. After working those long hours, I had to drive home. So that was even more time that I was awake and wasn't showering, wasn't sleeping, wasn't eating. So make sure you take care of yourself if you're working in public accounting. The hours can be brutal. The next con about working in public accounting is the competitive environment. Public accounting can be super competitive. Everyone's looking for the next opportunity to show off and to display their skills to the world. So they are going to do whatever it takes to get their opportunities and the best opportunities. A lot of people want to be the best because they're used to being the best in college. And it can be really hard when everybody is the best of their college and all working in the same place. I know on some of my teams, there were other staff members who would really try to be seen as the best amongst the staff to the managers and senior managers. And it was really frustrating sometimes as somebody who is not going to step on others' toes to get opportunities. Another con of public accounting is that the firms are usually understaffed, which means that a lot of the work will fall on your shoulders. If you're a senior or a manager, your firm might not give you the resources to give a lot of your client work to. So you'll get stuck having to do, maybe as a senior, a staff's job. It's really frustrating because you think about how large these big four firms are, and you would think that they would have people to fill all the spots needed for a team. But unfortunately, that is not the case. Another con of working in public accounting is the high pressure. As a staff member in a public accounting firm, you are expected to perform. And that means all your work needs to be high quality. All your work has to be turned on time or early. And there's a lot of pressure put on people, and it can really take a toll on a lot of people's mental health. So there's one more thing that I wanted to talk about in this video. I didn't know if I should put it as a pro or a con. It's kind of somewhere in the middle, but I couldn't leave this video without talking about pay. When you start working in public accounting and you get your salary for the first time, it usually looks pretty great. If you're working at a big four, it'll probably be in the upper 50s, lower 60s, depending on where you are in the country. And for someone right out of college, that's a lot of money. But when you take the number of hours you're working and realize that you're not actually making a lot per hour, it is a really hard realization. I know that at some points I was making less than minimum wage when it came to the number of hours I was working for the amount that I was getting paid as a staff. So there you have it. There are some of the pros and the cons of working in public accounting. I hope that you found this video useful if you are considering going into public accounting, again, specifically a big four public accounting firm. And I would just love to answer any questions that you have, so please leave them in the comments below and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Thank you so much. Bye.